Music is in our world, all around us. Music has enough variety for almost anyone to find an interest. There are hundreds of instruments ranging from winds to percussion to voice and strings, and anyone can learn them. Musicians make money, musicians perform for adoring fans, musicians travel the world. So why are music programs in schools struggling? In ancient Greece, music was highly valued for hundreds of years before the Common Era. During Athens' Golden Age, the highly developed educational system included attention to the arts. It was important because the Greeks held music festivals and concerts, and participation was expected. Citizens who could not perform well enough actually had their value questioned. Music is seen as less important in our society, but music and math actually have a lot in common. According to the Pythagorean view, music is a sound and rhythm ruled by the same mathematical laws that operate in the world. One who understood musical proportions could understand the harmony of the universe. Musical proportions follow the basic math rules. By shortening the string on this lyre or playing a shorter tube on the pipe, the pitch goes up. This teaches proportions. In one school, a math and music teacher got together to create a program that would integrate music into math. Students learned fractions by learning how different types of notes fit with others, and by looking at time signatures and determining the correct note lengths. The students listened to pop singers like Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber and clapped to the beat. Why is this so important? The National Standards for Arts Education and the Principles and Standards for School Mathematics encourage teachers to help students make connections between arts and math. The people making the curriculum know it is important because students who study music consistently achieve high marks in multiple school subjects other than music. Stephen Morrison, who works for the U.S. Department of Education, said that students taught in the classrooms, rehearsal rooms, and football fields demonstrate academic behaviors above and beyond many of their counterpoints outside the music curriculum. Now let's sit in on a second grade math class that integrated math and music. Actually, let's get back to that. Math is one subject that is being held as more important than music, and science is the other. Science is a subject that requires individual thinking processes and inquiry by students and scientists who want to expand their knowledge. Music is disciplined and creative, and because it is tied to the sensory and emotional components of humans, the ability to consider science through music creates multisensory, emotional understandings that are often difficult to attain without the arts. Music allows for a deeper understanding of how things work. Okay, so we know music shouldn't be forgotten because of math and science, because it plays a role in understanding and learning both. But what about the other subjects? What about life? Does music help a child who is not yet learning math or science to such difficult levels? Yes. A study titled The Effects of Musical Training on Structural Brain Development tested 31 kids, 16 in the control with an average age of 5.9 and the other 15 with an average age of 6.32. Those 15 took keyboard lessons weekly for 15 months. But before that started, each child was tested in 2 musical tasks and 5 non-musical tasks. The testers wanted to see if the higher IQ of adult musicians was because of the fact they play instruments or because the other variables like upbringing. Before the 15 months, there was no clear difference in test performance, but after, the students who learned keyboard improved in musical tasks and their behavior. The voxel size increased, as well as the right primary auditory region. The World Health Organization opened their 2014 summary by asking, "What must we do to maintain the health of this world's 1 billion adolescents?" Guido Frank responded with learning music. Playing an instrument can promote health, and it has been proven through numerous studies, but how does this affect the adolescents? Music has been seen to improve brain plasticity, which is a factor in improving brain function. As humans age, the brain's cortex thins, which is seen to be a cause of maturity. Students who are musicians have a thinner cortex than their peers, leading studies to believe that music matures students, which would explain the improved behavior of the students from the experiment before. Music can change the state of autonomic nervous system, which includes your heart rate, respiration rates, temperature, and galvanic skin responses. Music affects us in ways that are unseeable, but they are very important. Music has led to the improvement in speech production and sensory perceptions. From a neuroscientific point of view, music is one of the best cognitive exercises. With all of this research to back up music, why is it suffering in public schools? Budget cuts. Public schools are underfunded as it is, and with math and science taking priority, the arts programs are usually the first to suffer. Laura Jensky, a professor at Texas Lutheran University, said having music in elementary schools is not only a creative outlet that all students need, but it enhances all of their learning skills. The students who are in our all-state choir and band have SAT scores almost 400 points above average. It not only shows that music skills require great intelligence, but also foster it. Music is not a cheap activity, but there are ways to still have your student participate. If the money cannot be found to help the school music class, it is up to the administrators to help. Let's go back to that second grade class so we can see how easy it would be to teach both math and music together. Class trying to learn fractions and music at the same time. I would start out with basic notes. Note values. This is a whole note. It equals 4 beats. This is a half note, and that equals 2. This is a quarter note, which equals 1, and an eighth note, which equals half. The names make sense, and the values decrease by half. If we have a 4/4 measure, we want 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. So in a 4/4 measure, the whole note, there would only be 1. But then we would need 2 half notes. We would need 4 quarter notes and 8 eighth notes. Here's a potential activity you could do with a class. The instructions say make one 4/4 measure, and the spaces provided are how many notes you'll need in that measure. So number 1, you'd only need 1 whole note, and the others are extra. For number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would just need the quarter note, the 2 eighth notes, and 1 of the half notes, and so on and so forth. Music provides another way to learn, another way to comprehend, and another way to express yourself. It is important for administrators to encourage students to pursue extracurriculars and to encourage teachers to include them when possible. It is important for the students, the future educators, future musicians, and the future.